Alright guys, I'm gonna be running through this trade cap with you today. Today I took a small loss on MNQ, lost around $75. Um, so coming into the day, my bias was, extremely bullish, but I ended up missing this move off a market open. And so what I was looking for after we made that huge move up, obviously we needed to retrace some, right? Um, so I was looking to take shorts up until this 0.618 range where we typically like to see retracement come into before we continue to move up. So that's exactly where I set my take profit at. But, trading in all-time highs, trying to short in all-time highs is really just dumb, honestly. And one of my buddies, Matt, that I talked to, kind of explained to me that big money, whenever we break all-time highs, is pretty much dollar cost averaging their positions. So that's why we never really see a major retracement after we make a huge move up like that and we break all-time highs. So that's definitely something I'm gonna keep in mind when I trade in the future when we're at all-time highs. But yeah, let's just get into the trade. So obviously we made huge moves up, so I was wanting to see a retracement. And what I did see on the 3 minute was a CISD that also ended up disrespecting this bullish 3 minute fair value gap. So, um, yeah, I literally entered solely off of that just because I figured we needed to retrace lower. And unfortunately, I did get caught in some chop for a while. It edged my stop loss a couple of times before finally stopping me out. So, what I did enter um, just wasn't the best spot. And like I said, to try to short all time highs is really just it's not a high probability setup because you don't know exactly where it's going to reverse or how far it wants to retrace. So um, yeah, I literally entered solely off of that. I think we also did end up forming a lower time frame SMT. So we made lower lows right here. Let me just double check on ES. Yeah, and we actually did end up doing that. We made higher highs up here. Um, but I did follow my rules technically, and what I did do on this trade was I de-risked. So that's why I only lost $70 because I only entered, I believe, 4 micros, just because I wasn't. This was not an A plus setup by any means, and so what I've kind of learned from this trade is that like I shouldn't be forcing myself to take a trade whenever price doesn't give itself the opportunity, right? So um, it's probably like a B setup. I'm not even gonna give it a B plus. This is probably a B setup, and yeah, just unfortunate. I ended up getting stopped out, but I knew right after that I was done for the day. I'll just take my small loss and come back again tomorrow. So yeah, my bias going in tomorrow is definitely still gonna be bullish. I actually want to look at the higher time frames here. So yeah, definitely still bullish. I do want to see us during London come down and maybe retrace a little bit more. The ideal thing is if we made London lows and then New York open came down to sweep London lows. That way we could come into this gap, hopefully form an SMT out of that gap and deliver higher. So I want to show you guys on the daily where we kind of broke out. So we were stuck accumulating in this range for a solid almost 2 trading weeks. Finally ended up closing above this range. So I think we're good to keep ripping up for all-time highs. But um, with that in mind, I'm only going to be looking to take longs out of this unless I have very high confluence that we need a solid retracement, which will probably happen at some point, but I'm just not willing to take that unless I have that high confluence. And something like that would be like a higher time frame SMT, followed by, you guys pretty much know my trading strategy by now. Higher time frame SMT, uh, CISD on the lower time frame or inverse fair value gap, and yeah, that's pretty much it for this trade recap. Nothing crazy. Not really just a bad trade. I will say that I did have my break even here. It did end up hitting my break even, but it didn't hit my full TP. Like even if I didn't get stopped out here, um, it wouldn't have hit my full TP anyway. So my bias was just wrong, and yeah, it's just something to learn from. You guys need to take every loss and every win as a lesson, right? Because no matter what you do, even if you don't take a trade, whatever you do, you know what I mean? There's always something to learn. Market's going to teach you something new every day. not only about your technical analysis, but about your psychology too. So for me, taking a $70 loss did not. I'm unemotional, and I'm kind of like that anyway. No matter how my trade plays out, or if I don't take a trade, I'm pretty um, emotionless. That's the word I meant to say. That's how you need to be. Just take every day as a lesson. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't revenge trade. Don't get FOMO, and you guys will be just fine. Just stay patient in your journey. Let me know if you have any questions about the trade I took or any of the confluences I used. Other than that, I hope you all have a great trading week. I will see you tomorrow. We do have some red folder news tomorrow, so hopefully price action will be a little bit better for us. And I'll see you guys then.